Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ron Melzer Pagasian, clinic nurse for Vicente Soto PMDT. Today, I will be sharing about the MDRTB outcomes and post follow-up. For treatment outcomes, such as cured, treatment completed, treatment failed, died, close to follow-up, and not evaluated. For cured, a patient with bacteriologically confirmed MDRTB or RRTB who has completed treatment as recommended by the national policy without evidence of failure and with three or more consecutive cultures taken at least 30 days apart, negative after the intensive phase or after 8 months of SLOR and ITR. SLOR stands for Standard Long Oral Regimen, and ITR is Individualized Treatment Regimen. An example of cured: the patient under SSOR was able to complete the intensive phase on the 4th month with 120 doses and has negative culture on the 5th, 6th, and 7th month. The patient was able to complete treatment on the 9th month with 270 doses. The patient outcome will be tagged as cured. Next treatment outcome is treatment completed. For treatment completed, as recommended by the national policy without evidence of failure, but no record that the 3 or more consecutive cultures taken at least 30 days apart are negative after the intensive phase or after 8 months for SLOR and ITR. An example of treatment completed, still the patient under SSOR was able to complete the intensive phase on the 4th month with 120 doses and has negative culture on the 5th, 6th, and 8th, but the 7th month was not done. The patient outcome will be tagged as treatment completed. Next outcome is treatment failed or treatment failure. For SSOR or Standard Short Oral Regimen, any one of the following: treatment terminated or need for permanent regimen change for at least 2 anti-TB drugs. Lack of evidence for at least 2 negative cultures and not followed by a positive culture by the end of an extended intensive phase for 6 months of the shorter regimen, or positive sputum smear confirmed by 2 consecutive samples after 6 months of treatment or more than 6 months of treatment. Next is culture reversion in the continuation phase after conversion to negative. Evidence of additional acquired resistance to FQ, fluoroquinolones, or a second-line injectable SLI drugs, and adverse drug reaction resulting to switching to a new regimen. For SLOR or ITR, Standard Long Oral Regimen and Individualized Treatment Regimen, any one of the following: treatment terminated or need for permanent regimen change for at least 2 anti-TB drugs. Lack of culture conversion by the end of month 8 from the start of treatment. Or bacteriological culture reversion after the conversion to negative in the initial 8 months of treatment. Or evidence of additional acquired resistance to FQ, fluoroquinolones, or other second-line drugs in the regimen. Or adverse drug reaction and necessitated completely stopping MDR-TB or RRTB treatment. Next outcome is died. A patient who dies for any reason during the course of treatment. Next outcome is loss to follow-up. A patient whose treatment was interrupted for more than two consecutive months, or the patient was not able to take medication for 2 months. Lastly, not evaluated. A patient for whom no treatment outcomes is assigned. This includes cases transferred out to another treatment unit or facility and whose treatment outcome is unknown. For post-treatment follow-up, number 1, do post-treatment follow-up at month 6 and 12 after successful completion of treatment, cured or completed. Follow-up procedures include clinical evaluation of TB signs and symptoms. Next is chest X-ray and SM or smear microscopy and culture. Second, define the outcomes of post-treatment follow-up below. Number 1, non-relapsing cure. A successful treated individual who remains culture negative within 6 to 12 months post-treatment. Next, relapse. Recurrent TB disease in a successfully treated individual who becomes culture positive within 6 to 12 months after cure or treatment completion. Died. A patient who dies for any reason during 12 months following treatment. Loss to follow-up. After treatment completion, individuals who had an outcome recorded but cannot be traced in the 12 months following treatment outcome. Lastly, record the outcome of post-treatment follow-up in the DR treatment or treatment card. That's all. Thank you.